Welcome back. So this time we'll work on making the images and all the text responsive, just such as in this website here, that we can see that all the images um, change the size according to the screen size as well, and the text moves under the picture or next to the picture depending on the size of the screen. So we'll make that in this class today. To start, let's start with the background picture. Um, in the index, we can see that there's no background picture here. We don't have the background picture, the same as this one. So we'll add the background in the CSS. For that, we'll put the background in for the following tag for the intro home. We'll put it in here. So if we go to styles, these are home styles, intro home, let's put a background, and for the URL we can just go to the website I mentioned before, responsive images and text course. I'll leave the link in the description. I'm using this picture here. URL background is there. Now we have to give it a width and a height. So the width, we have to make display block width 100% as always, and let's make a height of, in this case we'll use a different unit. We'll say height of 70 BH. That is, the BH means the viewport of the screen of the height. So we are saying that it's going to be 70. Let's say the 70% of the height of the current viewport. Let's see. That's it. Maybe a little bit more because it has to be until the bottom. So let's just put it 100. 100 should be enough. It's more than enough. And this text here and the navigation bar, as we see in the website, is over the picture. So for that, now we have to change something we made in the first episode. Is something very small. We just come here, style, and make it a position absolute. Absolute for the header. We make the position absolute for the header, and let's see. That's it. Now this is over the picture. Now the picture it doesn't look well as how it is here. Let's just, for that, we just add some attribute for the background. So we'll say background size, and it's cover. It means that it's gonna cover the full width and height that we mentioned before. We'll cover that and no more or no less. And background repeat, no, we just want to repeat the picture once. That's it, much better. Now let's position this text in the middle. For that, let's see, where's the text? The text is in the main, is in the intro home, is inside a p tag. Okay, let's get the text. The ID for the div is intro home. Same as before, intro home, but we'll access the p tag. And as we can see here, is white and very big. So we'll say color white, font size, say maybe around 5M. We are using M in this case. M is very good, is very useful in terms of font sizes, margin padding, width, height. See, this looks similar, but the text is different. And for this font, the font family, we can use this font type here, satisfy cursive. So we can say font family equal to satisfy cursive, but in order for it to work, we have to include the link from Google Fonts. But I believe it's already included in the HTML document. Yes, it is here already. So now that we have this here, we can just reload. And here we go. This looks much better, but the text is bigger. Let's make it 4M. And let's move it down. So we have to say margin top. Margin top is going to be a portion of the height of all of this container. So let's say that the margin top will be 30 ph, 30 times the viewport. See? Oh, it's not margin. This should be actually padding. We have it here. Perfect. And we'll make sure that it's in the middle. So you just have to specify text align center. Text align center. Now there's something wrong here because we cannot see clearly the text. We can just fix that easily, just defining a text shadow, text shadow, and let's say 1 pixel by 1 pixel black. Much better now. It's not the same as this, but it's getting there. Let's make it 5 pixels black. Too much, maybe just 3. So let's change 3. Let's make it gray. Black and 2. Much better now. It's much better now. This one extra is how the range of the shadow. Okay, now we are almost done with this section of the homepage. We can see it here. Now let's go with these pictures. We can see here that when the screen is bigger, the pictures goes one besides the other one. Okay, in order to make that, let's see where's the picture. The picture is in the index, inside the main tag, inside this div, and inside this div. So inside the div, the gallery home div, we have the picture and the p tag. So in case the screen is bigger, we have to divide it 50% of the width of the screen. So it's 50% for the picture and 50% for the text. In order to make that, we'll just copy this class here. Here and say display inline block, so it is just after the next block, and a width of 50%, width of 50%, and we'll do the same for the p tag. So this p tag is inside the div with the class gallery home p, and we'll do the same display inline block with 50%. In this case, let's just make it 49%. There's a 1% extra that is the border of the image or the border of the paragraph. So we just reduce it by saying 49%. Let's see. That's it. Almost there. Now we have to define a height for the picture, or a minimum width. So for that, now we'll have to use the responsive document, and we'll say that when the screen is 1201 pixels or more. No, actually we don't need this part so far. Now we can just say here that we'll make the gallery home. Okay, the image is inside gallery image home. Okay, we'll make a new style. The image inside gallery home will be display block with 100%. Actually, not 100%. This is like 90%. So it's we'll tell them that the picture will fit 90% of this block here, the main block. So we'll say 90%. Now let's see how it looks like. 90%. It's perfect. Now we'll make sure that we have to add the space here. For that, we can just put the extra 10% here. So we'll say that margin 10%. 10% actually has to be. We have extra 10% here, so we have to divide this 10% between the bottom and the top. So we'll say 5% and 5% here. So we'll say 5% of margin. And here we go. But the image, the picture seems to be very big. So let's say instead of 90, let's make it 80. Then this case will be, instead of 5, it will be 10 of margin. It's not the same, but much better. And I believe we'll have to do the same with the text. So for the text, we'll make a padding in this case, because we are seeing margin that is outside the image, but in this case it's padding because there is just one block here, there is the P block, so we have to make sure that there's a space between the border of the P block and the text. So we'll say the padding of say 20%. Oh, it's under, and it should be just besides it. In order to fix that, we'll add this attribute that is called box sizing. We'll put border box. Okay, that means that even if we add a padding, it's not gonna go over the maximum size of this block here that we mentioned. 20% is too much, so let's just say 5% of padding. That's it, much better. It's getting closer. And to make sure that both are at the same height, we'll just make a vertical line. Put here vertical line top, vertical line top, and vertical line top. But it's not all over the top, so we can just add a little padding here. So you can just increase the padding. Say padding top, say 15%. It's a little bit too much. Maybe just 10 should be enough. 10 is good so far. That's it. And just to make it look better, we can just add a background for this p tag. So we'll say background Alice blue. It's this one here. Alice blue is too light. Let's say something stronger. Say light blue. That's it. It's much better. Okay, so to add a background color, we'll just add it for the main container. So we'll add it for gallery home. So let's go to styles. Go to the styles here. We'll say background of instead of putting in the p tag, we'll put it in there. That way we fill everything. Just remove this one here, and we'll put a white background for the image container. White. That's it. Perfect. And looks almost the same. Now there's missing just one more thing, that when we resize the screen, you can see that the picture remains here and the text remains here, but instead, in order to look better, it should go the text under the picture. Let's make that work. For that, we'll have to use the responsive page now. Then I'm going to create a new one. Say that in this case, when the screen is less than, we can say that 800 pixels. 800 pixels. We'll create another one when the width is 800 pixels and one or more. So we'll use from here, we'll need from here, let's copy and let's paste it here. Okay, so when the screen is higher than 800 pixels, the width is going to be 50%, vertical line top. For the image container, the image is going to be the same. For the P tag. It's going to be 49% the size of the screen, and we have to make sure that this one is inline block. Display inline block. Okay, and now when the screen is less than 800 pixels, we're gonna make a display block and a width of 100%. Having that, we'll make this one 100% as well. 100%. The picture is going to be the same. It's exactly the same. So we don't need it here actually. We need this thing here. And we'll make here also display block. Now, in order to for this to work, we have to remove the display from here, the display feature from the styles. Display, we'll just have it in responsive document. So we remove display. That should work now. Yes, it's perfect. So now the picture is up over the text and vice versa. Padding is better. That's it. Okay, looks almost the same. We just have to add the borders, the rounded borders, and just a few more decorations. But that's it. Okay, let's add up a border for the image. Let's see that border radius. It's going to be for the top, it's going to be 0 pixels. After, it's going to be, let's say, how much is this? Let's say 5M. 5M. This corner is going to be the same, 5M. And the last one is the 50% of the picture height. So we'll say 50%. See? That's it, perfect. Looks much better now, and it's the same with every picture. 50% maybe is too much. Let's just make it 40. 40. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now there's a problem. We didn't add a background for the navigation bar. We can just do it here very fast. We go to the navigation section now, but in the responsive we can say that the navigation is going to be background with a white background when the screen is less than 1200 pixels. So we'll see here that the navigation background is going to be white. Just click. That's it. Much better now. We are done with this video, and we'll continue with the next pages in the following videos.